Will is a patient of mine who I have had the pleasure of treating for, at this point, over a year. Will came into the clinic, or I should say he was kind of pushed into the clinic by his wife. He was very reluctant to engage in treatment, mainly because his symptoms of PTSD were contributing to him not wanting to leave the house and being quite scared, quite anxious on a daily basis.
In 2015, Will Snow was a shell of his former self. After 7 years and 3 deployments as an Army Ranger, Will was told his Army service was over, medically retired due to injuries sustained overseas. He became a recluse, a ghost of the man and medic who was excited to enlist and deploy.
Well, I kind of had the desire to be in the Army for a while. I kind of grew up with my grandparents, and I probably watched every war movie with my grandfather, you know, and his medals would be on the wall. So it's kind of something I guess I looked up to, you know.
After undergoing rigorous training as a Ranger medic, Will's first deployment was to Iraq. He felt prepared.
I spent 2 years in a training pipeline. All I wanted to do was go overseas and work, you know. So I was kind of excited to go.
But it didn't take long for the realities of war to rival and then surpass his old war movies.
It was actually my first deployment. Was about, it was kind of an ambush, but it wasn't a very good ambush. But they had about 20-something, 25 women and children, and they ambushed us from on top of a house where they just kind of herded them all into, you know. So we take fire, we shoot back, you know, and then they had a machine gun on the roof, so we dropped some bombs, you know, and then, you know, have to deal with the aftermath afterwards. And, you know, there was 2 kids I couldn't save, and that was really, you know, that was the tough part. It's just, you don't train for that, you know. It's all your models through the pipeline, and even when we were training to go overseas, maybe it's not as common, or I don't know why, but it's just, you know, you train on adult models, male adult models. That's everything we do, you know. So when it was 2 little girls, that's kind of what kind of hit me, you know.
First week that he was deployed, so you can imagine, you know, here you are in your first deployment as a medic, and within the first week you're faced with a situation where you have to witness the killing of 2 young innocent girls. And you know, of course, the irony is not lost in anybody in knowing that Will has his own 2 little girls.
I had done a pretty good job glossing over how bad it was, how hurt he really was, how unhappy I was. I didn't know if we were going to survive it as a couple.
Will worked with Dr. Tim Peterson on dealing with his post-traumatic stress, a process for many that is tough.
It's difficult. It makes you rehash stuff you don't want to rehash. And then on top of that, they're like, you don't like to go to the supermarket, go to the supermarket. You know, whatever it is, you know. You don't want to be around people, go be around people, go talk to people. Because the stuff I had in my head, it was kind of getting in the way of life. I still have the memories, you know, and it's never not going to be sad. You know, that's the thing, is they don't push it to where it's like all of a sudden you don't think it's no big deal or whatever, because it's a tragedy, you know. But if they just make you be able to live with it.